Okay, people, I'm downtown Tampa. I'll start cleaning my windows off before I do these videos, but I'm just tracing my old way to work. When I still worked at Greyhound, I would always come off of Twiggs. Can't really see it. Hold on. You can't see it. Come under the bridge, and then there's like a little parking garage over to the left. Hold on. Let's see what these people are doing. That's the thing about Florida. Everybody's driving a million miles a minute. It gets very irritating because it's like you're stopping at the same red light I am, so all of that, what was it for? But anyways, parking garage was to the left, and then good old Nebraska. You got to be from Tampa to understand Nebraska. What they say, if you know, you know. Some parts are okay, but yeah, we'll just say that. Yeah, I would go to this little parking lot, park my little trusty car, then I would have to walk. You know, it's crazy because when I moved here, that's when Tampa had the serial killer. And I don't even know if I ever told this story, but one time, okay, so I feel like I had 2 close calls with the serial killer. Because he killed I think he killed 4 people in Tampa, mainly people off of the one of the bus routes down here. But anyway, so one day I had come to the parking garage, and it was just a young man or a dark figure was sleeping at the foot of the steps. And it seemed like when they seen me, now they didn't do nothing, but they kind of just looked at me. But I've always been the type of person that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm here. What am I supposed to do about it? So I've never been a person to run like, shit, it's too late now, I'm already here. So that's kind of how I looked at the guy at that particular time. So, but it did kind of shake me up because in my head, I'm like, what if that was really the serial killer? So then my next time when I came to work, now this is the way I would walk. I would come here, and then over there is where the Greyhound station is. I'm probably gonna, but see, when you're walking, you just, you know, walk, but in the car you can't do it that way. So anyways, it kind of shook me up when I seen him that morning, because I would get here about 5:45 in the morning, walk to Greyhound to be there by 6, and my bus left at 6:30. So I was always here, like, you know, kind of like this time of the day where it ain't dark, but it's not light. So it shook me up. So the next time I came home from Tallahassee, it was actually on Morgan Street, which is where I'm turning right now. When I got done with the bus, I ended up coming the opposite way, going back to the parking garage. Good old Greyhound. This place has so much memories. It's actually the terminal, you know, where I resigned from. I'm gonna go through this parking lot real quick. Oh God, the memories. Oh my God. And they still got the lights on in there. That's so bizarre to me, but I don't know what that's all about. But because you would think they would have just got rid of it. Who knows? So anyways, like I said, when I seen him, okay, when I thought that I seen him, it kind of scared me. So when I got home, I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it a little bit different. So I walked up Morgan Street, which is to the right. So I had noticed, like, when I looked behind me, I seen a figure. It was a young black man. And the thing about the camera footage, I never knew this, but they say like if you're a dark-skinned person, the lights somehow make you look light. And if you're a light person, it makes you look dark. So when I looked behind me, it was a guy, he had like the haircut, like kind of like Marlon Wayans, like that high top, you know, and when you actually seen the serial killer, like once they finally released his picture, that was the haircut that this guy had. So when I had noticed him the second time, it was like, I don't want to say he was chasing me, but you know how like when you turn around and someone is like keeping up with you, when you turn around and look at them, it's like they kind of stop. And then, so in my head, I just thought like it's a young, you know, another young black man. You know, I ain't think nothing else of it. So when they finally caught him, I was talking to my boss, Andre, and I was telling him, I said, I'm not trying to be funny. I said, but I really, truly think that I seen this guy. I said, and I told him my story. He said, Terrence, he said, you're actually very correct because, you know, a lot of the homeless people used to hang out outside the terminal. So when they finally caught him, they were telling Andre, they was like, you know, you were just talking to him yesterday. And Andre was like, what? And that let me know that I wasn't imagining it, because when I seen him, I didn't put two and two together that like that was him, because there was no way for me to know he hadn't been caught. But in my head, I just had that feeling like something is weird about this dude. So yeah, that's my little story of running into the serial killer. Like one day, if they ever do a documentary where he just kind of talks or whatever, it would be interesting if he explained why he was hanging out at the Greyhound station. I feel like he was going to try something with the Greyhound, and who knows, like I said, like he was running after me, like not so much chasing me to do nothing in that moment, but it was like almost like seeing where I'm gonna go next type of thing. But luckily they caught him, because I was gonna change, like I was gonna have to find another parking space. Like, no, I can't do that, because that guy was he was wild. And it was crazy because I don't even think he was even 30 years old. He was like so young to be killing people. And they were saying that like when he would do it, his pornography use would like spike by 200%. Like when he would kill someone, he would go, basically his porn would spike, letting me know that it was a kind of like a sexual high for this guy. But anyways, enough of that. Is that really when I started doing this, driving this route, I was just showing my old route to work. But when I seen that parking lot, it kind of brought that story back to mind. I've always wanted to tell it, but there's never really been the right time. So forgive the spots on my window. But yeah, that's a true story. I really feel he was casing the downtown area / my old job, which was Greyhound. And it was confirmed by my boss that he was in fact hanging out there that same week he had got caught. So yeah, that's one of the scariest stories of my life, because I know for a fact I was less than 20 feet from this guy at least twice.